Hey everyone, it's Robin, and I wanted to share something that I learned from another math teacher several years ago, which I thought was a great plan. In the state where we used to live, I was friendly with a woman who was married to a math teacher, and he showed me one time what he does in his class. And I'm going to use my little Chiuli elephant that my son and his partner got me when they went to Seattle. I love this little guy. Anyway, um, this is about adding and subtracting integers. And for anybody who says, I don't even know what an integer is, it's a whole number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it can be positive or negative. But it's whole numbers, it's not fractions or decimals or percents, it's just real numbers that can be positive or negative. And what he did is he would have his students on the floor. They'd be, I mean, not lying on the floor, but he'd have like a number chart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big squares of numbers on the floor, and then 0, and then negative going the other way. And I'm going to assume most of you are, depending on where you're looking at this video, I believe most of you will see that's to the right and that's to the left, which is opposite to me, but that's where I'm going to set it up. Okay, so let's say you're the elephant, and I'm not going to show you the floor. I don't have big cutouts, but what we're going to do is just kind of visualize this. If we're going to add 2 and 3 and get 5, those are adding integers, and everybody can add 2 and 3. If you're big enough and old enough to look at a computer, you know what 2 plus 3 is. So let's say we're going to put the elephant or the person on the number 2. And it doesn't matter which way you face when you get started. So we're starting at a positive 2. So I'm going to put the elephant on positive 2. Since I'm going to do something with a positive number, we're going to have the elephant or you look to the right, the way the positive numbers go and get bigger. And if you add, you walk forward, and if you subtract, you walk backwards. So you're on 2, 0 is back a couple spaces, you're on 2. And since you're going to add a positive number, you're going to face right to where the positive numbers get bigger, and you're going to take 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. You're going to wind up on 5, because a positive plus a positive, you're going this way, you're going to end up at 5. Okay, so now we're going to say 5 minus 2, or only we're going to call it let's start with subtraction. We're just going to say 5 minus 2. So you're starting at 5. We're going to be doing something with a negative number. So you're going to turn it this way. No, I said we're going to add first. Okay, so we can do it both ways. Let's say you're going to add a negative number. If you're adding, you're going to walk forward, but it's a negative number. So you're going to face the other way. And when you add, you walk forward. So if you're starting at 5 and you're going to add a negative 2, you will walk 2 places. You wind up on positive 3. And 5 plus a negative 2 is the same thing as 5 minus 2. So if you start at 5 and you're going to subtract a positive number, you're going to face positive, but walk backwards because you're subtracting. So either way you look at it, if you're going to walk backwards, 1, 2, you still add up to 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 plus a negative 2 is 3. Let's say you start way over here in the negative zone. Let's say you're starting at a negative 10, and you're going to add 3. You're at negative 10. You're going to work with a positive number, so you're going to face positive, and you're going to walk forward. Starting at negative 10 plus 3, 1, 2, 3. Guess where you are? You're at negative 7. Okay, so we're going to start at negative 7 here. And we're going to say we're going to subtract a negative 3. You're at a negative 7. It doesn't matter which way you face when you just get started. You're going to subtract. which means you're going to face the negative range. But it's going to be you're using a negative number, so you're facing the negative range, but you're going to subtract it, so you're going to walk backwards. So you're at -7, and you're going to subtract a -3. 1, 2, 3. You wind up at -4, because subtracting a negative is just like adding a positive. And if you're walking around, it is bulky and time consuming, but eventually you can see, oh, I see the pattern here. And I said, so what do you do with multiplication? Because that's different. He says, oh, I would, like a negative times a negative is a positive. We'd have them start this way and hop backwards and hop the other way, and now they're going to do the thing with the numbers. So anyway, I thought that was great. Positive numbers, you face to the right. Negative numbers, you face to the left. If you're adding, doesn't matter what kind of number it is. If you add, you walk forward. If you subtract, you walk backwards. And that way you can see that subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive, or adding a positive, subtracting a negative, they're the same. Subtracting a positive, adding a negative, they're the same thing, and you can see how it works in real life. And this especially is helpful for kinetic learners who need to do things to get it into their head. So anyway, Scott, wherever you are, thank you so much for what you shared with me. That was wonderful, and I want to share it with everybody else. So have a good day from the Happy Pie.